Okay, sir. Good morning. My name is Devang, and today we are going to start a new topic, which is polynomials. So first of all, I just want to tell you about polynomials. In polynomials, what is the definition of a polynomial is? It can be written as poly plus nomials, which means poly means many, whereas nomials means terms. So many terms together are called polynomials. So it can be further denoted as fx is equals to a0 plus a1x plus a2x square plus a3x cube till an x is to power n, where a0, a1, a2 and these all are constants. As we are looking, these all are constants. While this should always be an element of real numbers. Okay, so this belongs to the category of real number. As if we all move further, we are looking. There are certain different powers of x are there, like in like here a0. This can also be written as a0 into x is to power 0. So in every different terms we are having every different powers of x, like we are having x is to power 0, x is to power 1, x square, x cube till x is to power n. So here the maximum power is n. So this is called degree of a polynomial. And here n can also be represented as index, n can also be represented as index, and here can be represented as index or power of a polynomial. Clear? Now moving further, this power should always be an element of whole number, or we can what we can say is an element of non-negative integers. Guys, today I just want to tell you what the non-negative integers means. Because as you all know about integers belonging to all kind of category like positive, zero, positive natural number, negative natural number along with zero. So if we are taking why don't we take positive integers? The thing is that because in positive integers we are having all the integers which are natural numbers, and then as it is started from 1 and it is finished at infinite. But here we also have to include 0. That's why I speak non-negative integers. So non-negative integers are those integers which are not negative, means positive, along with 0. So further examples, we are having like examples. X square fx is equals to what? X square plus 3x plus 2. One more example. Fy is equals to y square plus 1. F of x comma y is equals to x cube plus y cube plus 1. So this is a function of x and y where both x and y are treated as variable. Again we are having an example like f of z is equals to 3z plus 1. Okay, and proceeding further, we are having a classification now. Classification of polynomial. Classification of polynomial. So it was divided into two parts. First one is based on number of terms and based on its degree, or what we can say is power. So on based on terms, it is further divided into three parts. ठीक है ना? If we are having only one term, then it is called monomial. If we are having only one term, then it is called monomial. Example, fx is equals to 3x. Okay. Now if we are having more than two terms, if we are having only two terms, sorry, not more than that. If we are having two terms, then it is called binomial. Example, fx is equals to 3x plus 2. Again, if we are having more than three terms, If you are having three terms, then it is called trinomial. If you are having three terms, then it is called trinomial. An example for this is fx to x square plus 2x plus. Okay. Now proceeding further, we are going again categorize it into based on its degree. Now first, if degree is equals to 0, if degree is 0, then it is called 0 degree polynomial or constant polynomial. Okay. Example is really simple. It's fx is equals to 3. Now if we are having degree 1, then it is called linear polynomial. Example, fx is equals to x plus. Now if we are having degree as 2, then it is called quadratic polynomial. It is called quadratic polynomial. Example is x square. Example is x square plus 4x plus. Now if I am having degree 3, then it is called cubic polynomial. Example, x cube plus 1. And if you are having degree 4, then it is called biquadratic polynomial. Example is x to the power 4 plus 3x square plus x plus 1. Now, after the classification, we are going to find out value of a polynomial. Value of a polynomial. Here, let fx is given x square plus 3x plus 2, and we are asked to find out its value at x is equals to 1. So at x equals to 1, this one is f1, it's 1 square plus 3 into 1 plus 2. So this can also be written as 1 plus 3 plus 2, which is 6. We are taking one more example. Example, x raised to power 4 minus 1. If it is given fx is equals to x raised to power 4 and someone had told us to find out the value at x equals to 1. So at x is equals to 1, at x is equals to 1, f of 1 is equals to 1 raised to power 4 minus 1, which is 1 minus 1, which is again 0. So we can easily find out the values of polynomial at different points. Now move on to the next one, roots or zeros of a polynomial. So roots or zeros of a polynomial, roots and zeros of a polynomial. On finding the values of a polynomial, when we have come to a conclusion that when we are putting the value of any x in a polynomial, and if we are having a value as 0, getting a value as 0, for example, let fx is equals to what? X square plus 3x plus 2. And on putting the value at minus 1, we are getting 1 square minus 1 square plus 3 into minus 1 plus 2. This can be written as 1 minus 3 plus 2, which is 0. So on putting the value, we are having the value of a polynomial as 0. It means that value of x will be root of that polynomial. So what we can say, on putting the value of alpha in an equation, and if by putting the value of alpha in an equation and attaining 0 as an answer, then alpha is called root of that polynomial. So we can easily find out the roots and zeros of a polynomial by midterm split method in quotient equation case and by adopting different kind of methods. So today we are going to take an example for the same. Write down one example. An example is, if you are having a polynomial fx is equals to x square minus x minus 6. Then if someone had asked to find out the roots, and then what we have to do is we have to apply midterm method. So here we can say that this can be written as x square minus 3x plus 2x minus 6, which can be simply written as x minus 3 plus 2 x minus 3. So this can be written as x plus 2 into x minus 3. So fx is a polynomial whose two factors are x plus 2 and x minus 3. On equating it to 0, what we are getting is, on equating it to 0, we are having two values for x. Let x plus 2 is equals to 0 and x minus 3 is equals to 0. This is only possible when one of the factors should be equal to 0. So from here we can say x comes out to be minus 2 or x comes out to be 3. So possibly we are having two roots down here. So our equation is x square minus x minus 6. So for this we are having two roots, which is minus 2 and 3. Okay. Now move on to the next. Do you know how to factorize a number? If you don't remember, then come on, take an example for the same. Could you factorize this thing x plus 2, x plus 3 into x plus 4 minus 3? Factorization is really simple. We are going to group it up, x plus 1 and x plus 4. So this can be written as x square plus 4x plus 4. Sorry, 5x plus 4. Again, this can be written as x square plus 5x plus 6, and that should be minus 3. Now let x square plus 5x plus 4 is equals to k. So k into k plus 2, that should minus 3. Here we are having the term. Now k square plus 2k minus 3. Now applying midterm split, we are having k square plus 3k minus k minus 3. Taking k is common, it's k plus 3 minus 1 k plus 3. So again it can be written as k minus 1 into k plus 3. So again putting the value of k in the same, it's x square plus 5x plus 4. So this can be written as x square plus 5x plus 4 minus 1 into x square plus 5x plus 4 plus 3. So this can be written as x square plus 5x plus 3 into x square plus 5x plus 7. Okay. Now taking up the next. In the next session, we are going to start the graph of a polynomial and its relation with the thing. Come on, I'm just giving you a quick review about what we are going to take in the next class. We are going to find out the relationship between the roots of a quadratic equation. So if we are having a quadratic equation, there is an quadratic equation. So now we know we are having a quadratic equation. Let the general form of a quadratic equation is, general form as we all know of a quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c. X square plus bx plus c. Now as we are looking here at x square plus bx plus c has degree 2. So there are two roots of in a quadratic equation. Let those roots are alpha and beta. So as we all know how to find out the roots of a quadratic equation, let's take a quick review. Ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. Let's make an equation. Then multiply it by a. Multiply the whole equation by a on both sides. It will become 0. This one should be a square x square plus abx plus ac, and that should be equals to 0. Now this can be written as ax whole square plus ax into b plus b square minus b square plus ac is equals to 0. So we added and subtracted b by 2 whole square on both sides. We added b by 2 whole square on both sides. So from here we can get this can be written as ax plus b by 2 whole square. So that should be equals to what? B square minus 4AC upon 4. This can also be written as AX plus, now we are going to take square roots on both sides. So this is under root B square minus 4AC upon, now AX is equals to minus B by 2 plus minus under root B square minus 4AC upon 4. This can be written as minus B plus minus under root B square minus 4AC upon. So from here we are having two values of x, which is minus B plus minus B square minus 4AC upon. And these are possibly the roots of a quadratic equation, because on putting it we are having the value as 0. So again we are going to calculate certain more things about it, like sum of roots alpha and beta. So this is sum of roots is alpha plus beta, that should be equals to what? Minus b by, because on adding both alpha and beta together we are having the result comes out to be minus b by e. And on multiplying both of it we are having the value as c by a. So sum of the roots is minus b by a and product of the roots is c by a. The next we are going to start to find it out. We'll do it in the next class.